In the previous video, we have designed a laterally supported beam for low shear. And let me solve a problem related to high shear. As you can see in this, we have to design a laterally supported beam and its effective span is 5 meter. For this following data, the grade of steel that is used is Fe410. That is, the ultimate strength of the steel is 410 Newton per mm square and yield strength is 250 Newton per mm square. And the factored maximum bending moment is 180 kilonewton meter and factored shear force is 220 kilonewton. And check for deflection is not required. And remember, in this question, he has directly given you the maximum bending moment and shear force calculated from the factored loads. So let me start with the first step. So in this first step, let me calculate what is ZP. So we have seen earlier that ZP is obtained, that is plastic modulus is obtained from this simple equation, that is MP is equals to Fy ZP by gamma m naught. So ZP would be MP gamma m naught by Fy. So substitute them, that is 180 into 10 to the power of 6 into 1.1 divided by 250. You will get 792 into 10 to the power of 3 mm cube. And I told you that using this ZP in annexure H of IS 800, I need to select a proper section, and based on that value, I have selected a section ISLB, Indian Standard Lightweight Beam. Lightweight is denoted with L. Beam of depth 350 at 0.485 kilonewton per meter. This is the self weight. Okay, that is from table 46 of IS 800 annexure H. So these are the properties of that particular section. So this is an I section. The overall depth is 350. This is an I section. The overall depth is 350 and the top flange width is 165 and the flange thickness is 7.4 and web thickness is 7.4, and we know that this section is having 151.11 into 10 to the power of 3 mm cube. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఏదైతే సెక్షన్ ఈ జెడ్పీ ఉండాలనుకున్నామో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా అదే ప్లాస్టిక్ మోడ్యులస్ ఉన్న సెక్షన్ మనకు రాదు. కాబట్టి ఏం చేస్తామంటే మనకు కావాల్సిన దానికన్నా ఎక్కువ ప్లాస్టిక్ సెక్షన్ మోడ్యులస్ ఉన్న సెక్షన్ మనం తీసుకోవాలి. సో I have taken a section whose ZP is greater than 792 into the 10 to the power of 3. That is 851. So these are the properties. So now the thing is, I need to verify, I need to know whether it is a plastic section or a compact section or a semi-compact section. So why should I classify the section? So based on the classification of this section, I can calculate the design bending strength or design shear strength of the section. So until I classify the section, in the section step 3, I cannot calculate the design bending strength MD in the next following steps. We know that we need to verify two ratios, B by TF and D by TW. I told you that the top flange width is BF. So in this equation, this B is nothing but BF by 2. TF is the thickness of flange. So 165 by 2 divided by 11.4, 7.23. Epsilon is 1. Therefore, 7.23 is less than 9.4. Right? And D by TW, you got 39.9. D is nothing but, see here. So what is small d? Small d is nothing but capital D, overall depth minus of 2 times of thickness of the flange plus root radius. So I told you in the last class that at the junction of this flange and web, it is not going to be abrupt like this, but it is going to have a fillet here. Okay, you are going to have a fillet of certain radius. This is how a section is going to be. You can see here a fillet మీరు చూసుంటారు. This is how an I section would be like. So this is how it is going to be. So this is nothing but radius R1 and this is TF. సో పైన కింద కూడా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి డెప్త్ ఏమవుతుందంటే స్మాల్ d capital D minus of TF plus R1 plus TF plus minus TF plus R1 2 times anamata. So that is how I get small d. So based on these two conditions, since they are satisfied for the plastic case, it is plastic section. So if you wanted to know further about this section classification, go to the previous videos and check it out. How do we classify these sections based on the code book? So in this step 4, let us calculate the design shear strength VD. And it is given as Fy by root over 3 gamma m naught into dTW, whereas this dTW is equals to shear area, or you can say this is the area that is taking the shear. So for rolled section, it is d into TW. This is for rolled section. For built-up section, it is small d into TW. Okay, so now substitute these values and you get 339.8 kilonewton. So what do you mean by this step? What is this design shear strength? So this is the maximum shear that this section is able to take. What is that section? ISLB 350. Okay, so what we are trying to do in this step 4 and step 5 is, and step 6 is, we are trying to know what is the capacity of this section and then verify with the loads that are coming onto the section. ముందు దాని కెపాసిటీ ఎంతో మనం తెలుసుకుంటాము, తర్వాత పైన లోడ్ ఏదైతే అప్లై అవుతుందో దాన్ని మోయగలదా లేదా అనేది మనం చెక్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. Okay, so I am trying to calculate the shear strength in step 4. Now let us proceed into step 5, where I need to decide whether it is a high shear or low shear. So we know that the shear force given in the question is design shear force because of the load 220 kilonewton and 0.6 VD ఎంత అవుతుందంటే 0.6 into 339.8 203.88 kilonewton. So we know that for low shear V should be less than 0.6 VD. For high shear V is greater than 0.6 VD. So what do you think is the case? See, compare these two values now. Yes, absolutely. Capital V is greater than 0.6 of VD. Therefore, it is a high shear case. So now we have to find the design bending strength of the section MD according to that. So I told you that if you are not clear about calculating this design bending strength, go to the previous video which I have shared in the design criteria. So I told you that previously that design bending strength for high shear bending strength MD will be equals to MDV. So you need to calculate MDV. MDV is the design bending strength of the section when it is a high shear condition case. So MDV is taken instead of MD for high shear. So according to the code 9.2 clause, we get that MDV is equals to MD minus beta into MD minus MDF, and this value has to be less than or equals to 1.2 times of ZDFY by gamma m naught. So now first let us calculate MDV, and then let us check with this condition whether it is satisfying or not. So in this equation, what is MD? సో ఇక్కడ హై షియర్ కి మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ MD అంటే ఏంటి అంటే MD ఫర్ లో షియర్. MD డిజైన్ బెండింగ్ స్ట్రెంత్ లో షియర్ కి ఎంతో అది ఇక్కడ మనం సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయాలి MD దగ్గర. Okay, so we have seen that for low shear case in 8.3 clause, MD is equals to beta B ZP Fy by gamma m naught. So you have to use this MD equation which is meant for low shear case. In this high shear case, MDV formula. Okay, so now MD is equals to this. You know that beta B is the constant which is equals to 1 for plastic section. అండ్ జెడ్పి మీకు స్టెప్ 1లో వచ్చిందని వేయకూడదు. ఏదైతే మనం సెక్షన్ తీసుకున్నామో దాట్ సెక్షన్ జెడ్పి హ్యాస్ టు బి సబ్స్టిట్యూటెడ్. 851.11 into 10 to the power of 3 into Fy given in the question 250 divided by 1.1, and MD is equals to 193.43 kilonewton meter. Okay, so now I have other unknowns to calculate. What is that other unknown? MDF. MDF is the unknown I need to calculate now, right? And also beta. There are two unknowns I need to calculate now. So you know what is beta? MDF is equals to MD minus D square TW Fy by 4 gamma m naught. So now this is for simply supported beam. So substitute these values. So you are going to get MDF 141.92 kilonewton meter. And now other unknown is beta, that is given by 2 times of factored shear force divided by design shear strength minus 1 whole square. So substitute them and you get beta. And on substituting them in the MDV equation, I got MDV is equals to 188.951. That's simple, right? So this is nothing but design bending strength of the section. Okay, so now you have to check whether it is less than or equals to 1.2 times of ZDFy by gamma m naught or not. So substitute them. ZD is the elastic section modulus. Elastic section modulus, which is obtained by simply I by Y. Y is the centroid distance between the centroid to the topmost layer. I is the moment of inertia of the I section. So you can just calculate this ZD if you want, or else you can just get from the code book. And Fy gamma m naught, and you got 205. So you can clearly see that it is less than this value. So it is safe. Now let us check for buckling of web at support. So this is the formula that we got here. FWB is equals to B1 TW FCD. This is for buckling. So this is how it is going to look. And at support antunam kabatti, this is the bearing plate, and this is the reaction, and this is the centroid, and this is B, and this is the line at 45 degrees, right? This is N1. So capital B is equals to B plus N1. Of course, we are using a dimension of B1 here. So B1 is equals to small b plus N1 and into TW into FCD. So you know that B1 into TW ante enti ante this is the area which is going to buckle. This is the area of the web that is going to buckle. I mean, let me show you this. See, if this load is here, this I section is in this way, right? So what is the thickness of this section? TW. And what is the width here? B1. So B1 into this thickness. అంటే ఇక్కడ నేను ఈ సెక్షన్ మాత్రం ఇలా కట్ చేసి తీస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుంది? This is how I'm going to get. This is B1 into TW. Okay, this is the portion of web that is going to fail by buckling. Okay, so that area has to be put here in order to know the strength of this particular section against buckling. ఎంత రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనేది వెబ్ అనేది డెవలప్ చేయగలదు అనేది నేను ఈ యొక్క ఏరియా నుంచి మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ది ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది వెబ్ విచ్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్సెస్ ది buckling. So I got that area B1 into TW, that is 2035 into mm square. Simply find out what is B1, capital B1 into TW, thickness of the web, 2035 mm square. So now we need to know FCD, which is nothing but allowable compressive stress. Of course, in order to get that, we have to use a table 9C from IS 800. But in order to do that, I need two values. One is lambda, and other one is Fy value. Of course, Fy I know that 250. So I need to calculate lambda. And there is a chance that you can get wrong here. That is, here lambda is not for the complete I section. Okay, not for the complete I section. That is important here. Okay, you have to put lambda. You have to calculate lambda based on the radius of gyration for this particular area. So let me show you here. Lambda slenderness ratio is effective length by R. You know that. ఇక్కడ R అనేది radius of gyration of entire I section కాదు. Okay, you have to put radius of gyration of the cross sectional area. Okay, which is influencing the buckling strength of web. You know that radius of gyration is moment of inertia by area of this section. So what is the moment of inertia of this particular section is BTW cube by 12. This seems to be like a rectangle, right? This is the axis, central axis. So ఈ axis అనేది TW ని టచ్ చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి TW cube అవుతుంది by 12. And what is the area? B into TW. And of course I by A మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసి దానికి రూట్ అప్లై చేస్తే బీపీ రెండు క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతాయి అండ్ ఆర్ విల్ బి ఓన్లీ జస్ట్ TW by 12 and TW these also get cancelled. Okay, so you get TW by root over 12 and 7.4 divided by root over 12 and 2.136 mm. So this is what you need to look into. Okay, we have radius of gyration of I section given in the code book. Okay, you should not substitute that value here. And lambda. So finally, effective length is 0.70 by R since it is a simply supported beam. And on substitution, you get the slenderness ratio as 96.74. So I know what is the slenderness ratio, and I also know what is the Fy value. So now let me calculate the value of FCD from table 9C of IS 800. So as we got lambda, that is KL by R, something like and from this figure we have seen earlier that web crippling is given by a formula which involves B2, and B2 అంటే ఏంటంటే B plus N1, and N1 is equals to 2.5 times of D1. And what is that D1? That is nothing but, let me show you here, TF plus R1. So this is the value, the crippling strength or bearing strength of web. Okay, B1 is equals to B plus 2N1, and where N is equals to 2.5 D1, and D1 is nothing but TF plus R1. So substituting these values, you get B1 and put that in the FWC, and you are going to get FWC, which is 283.4 kilonewton. And as you know, this has to be greater than the shear force, greater than the shear